Peace and love, black family. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. UMAR Johnson. We are live and direct from the 2015 African Liberation Day, Birmingham, England. And I support 100% GKTV. That's right, gotkushTV. For the latest conscious information, trending news, and information that you can use, make sure you check out gotkushTV. GKTV, they got that information you need.
There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books.
My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
Through the vision in me, I can see it clearly. But there is gonna be peace, love and harmony, black understanding. Among my people, because they're gonna jump and shout, African Liberation Day. Oh yeah, yes we're gonna sing and shout, African Liberation Day. Because we're gonna jump and shout, African Liberation Day. Yes, we're gonna sing and shout, African Liberation Day. I like a talk for liberation. Check out what I fight for a free nation. No time for the liberation. Come with our big friend, now ask anyone. Remove the sucker from off of your hand and set fire to the plantation. Now is the time for revolution when all African have to live and call Martin was like a come with the vision. I shall fulfill the vision, stand firm and strong.
Welcome to Birmingham St George's Community Centre. I'm we are with GKTV, your #1 conscious platform. We are here at African Liberation Day 2015, here in the heart of the Midlands, and we're going to go and take a look inside and see what's happening as we enter the St George's Community Centre for what promises to be an excellent community African event, filled with speakers such as the Honourable Esteemed Robin Walker, as well as Dr. Umar Johnson all the way in from the States, and somebody also said that Professor James Small will also be around for us as well. So some very notable African-centred speakers here today at the St George's Community Centre Hub, African Liberation Day, GKTV. We up here in the building alongside Dua Mutev and Ankh, and also as well Minister R, who'll be coming down a little bit later on. They're a bit lost in the traffic, but don't worry, it gets like that sometimes. But we're out on the road and we're going to take a look at what's happening here in the Midlands, African Liberation Day 2015. Come and join us and let's see what's going on.
This is GKTV. It is coming to the end of the evening for the second day at the 40th anniversary of the African Liberation Day. It has been it's been a beautiful event. You know, the stalls are still moving. We're located right in the second hall where all the market stalls. That's why you can hear the ambience of the people in the background. Business is going well. You know, this is the first start of what we call Black Group Economics, which GKTV will always endorse every time. Now, this is African Liberation Day, but our liberation is still something we're trying to attain, something we're still trying to reach, because we have to be free of liberated from all adverse forces, which, you know, currently we are not. And a key part of that liberation is the reparations, which are only due to us as a people. We've had seen many other reparations paid out to many other people, yet neither of them have gone through the Holocaust, the atrocities that we've been through as an African people, which has been kind of dusted and swept under the carpet, and we've been told not to forget. And when we do remember it, we're reminded about the chip we have on the shoulder. For us as a people, we should be walking around with mountains on our shoulders if that's the mentality which is dealt towards us as a people. But in regards to that journey, I have here Prophet Kwaku. Now, he is one of many in regards to the role of reparations and taking that part of the mission of our liberation forward. So I'd like to thank you for being with us here today, Prophet. And I thank you for the time you've taken to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You spoke here at the venue to a massive round of applause, a great the energy
Yes,
was
sir.
just fantastic. Tell us, for people who may not be aware of the journey of reparations, tell us how it came about, the actual movement of actually starting to make this happen, and give us some history in the reparation movement.
Well, you see, my brother, reparations started from the time we were resisting them, from 1785, before the common era when the Ixosis invaded ancient Kemet. We were doing reparations from them to when we ran them out of Kemet. Reparations was when Hannibal Barca took up the fight that his father started with the Romans, Amilcar Barca. Reparations was when the Africans, called the Moors, took control of the Iberian Peninsula. I'll just continue.
Yeah, just continue.
Yeah, reparations was when the Africans decided that they needed to stop the slave holocaust. You know, because a lot of people, and the way that Europeans tell our story, is that they came to Africa, they enslaved us, then they had some divine intervention of concern in their heart, and then they free us. You know the European don't behave like that.
He doesn't behave like that.
He don't give you nothing. Anything you want, you have to take it from him. That is just the way his mentality is. And I say him because it's the man them we're dealing with. Yeah? Because they are the barbaric people them that go around the world, invading other people's countries, imposing their idealistic ideologies onto people, changing people's total cultural beliefs, and then telling them the way that you're living is incorrect. When we are the people them that taught them how to even bathe, soap.
This conversation we was having just this morning.
This is it. So reparations is about when the Moors took control of the Iberian Peninsula. Reparations is about when they lost control of Grenada in 1492. Yeah? When the Africans were taken from the western parts of Africa. And, you know, let me just quantify this. All Africans don't originate from west coast of Africa. They were shipped out at the west coast of Africa.
That's right.
And we must never forget the Arabization as well of Africa, of the eastern and the northern regions of Africa. Because the Arabs enslaved our ancestors first. So we must never forget that story.
That's right. They don't talk to,
so we've paid a hell of a cost.
Edge of the sword.
And you know, it's a double-edged sword, my brother. So reparations was when about those Africans fought against that. Reparations is about when the Africans who were captured and taken and subjugated to slavery rose up on the plantation and chop up the plantation, one of them, and burn down sugar cane and burn down cotton. Reparations was Nocturne and Denmark Fazy. Reparations was Bookman Duty. Reparations was Dr. Ben, who just sadly passed away. Reparations was Ivan Van Sertima, Ishaka Musa Barashanka, Jacob Carruthers, Sheikh Anta Diop, John G. Jackson, Chancellor Williams, Queen NZINGHA, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth. That was reparations, my brother. The reparations has never stopped. It hasn't just begun. We're just adding our little bit to it. I heard when you asked me the question, my brother, you said, people got paid. Reparations is not about money. And we must be careful about this. That's compensation, which is part of what reparations is.
Okay. So explain the difference between what people think, because when people think of reparations,
they think about money.
Mind, it comes to money. Yeah?
Because, you see, what happened is, what a lot of people, let's use the supposed people who call themselves Jews. Yeah, the European Jews, who got reparations from their cousins, the Germans. Yeah? They got financial compensation, but when they said they got reparations, they were helped by the French and British and American government to find them somewhere to live. Hence why you've got Israel, what they call Israel in Palestine. They were given that opportunity. They were helped to repair the damage that was done to them. They were helped to build their institutions without provocation, without intervention. they were able to do that with nobody preventing them from doing that. You follow what I'm saying to you, my king? Yeah? That is what reparations is. And then they were given financial support now to hold up those institutions. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah? And let's face it, they own the banks. We need reparations from the same flipping Jews. Yeah? Because the Jews, they played a part in enslaving us too.
Of course they did.
So they can't get off the hook. And that's written in their own history books by their own historians. Read the secret relationship between the blacks and Jews. Yeah? So everybody had a piece of us. So we need reparations from everybody.
Now, with the reparations are being sought after, do you feel that these people will provide us with the reparations? And the only reason I ask this question is, being we know the nature of this beast, as to speak, and how he operates, and in the manner that he doesn't play fair, meaning, as you mentioned, in regards to the so-called Germans and Jews, we're cousins, we're family. What's it? We own the money anyway, no problem. Here's some. We control that aspect of it. When it comes to us as African peoples, we don't get that same respect. So how do you feel it's being taken, or how do you perceive they're looking at the cases which is being put forward? And I only ask this in regards to us understanding the nature of the beast which we're up against.
I hear what you said. I like the way you phrase the question, my brother, because the reality is the European gives nothing to anybody that they don't fear. It's as simple as that.
Hence,
the day will come when we will be in a position as Africans to take what is ours. And it will happen. Don't care how many AIDS and Ebola and different type of malaria disease they pump on us, they can't kill us. We are the original beings of this planet.
Right.
We've got the oldest DNA on planet Earth. You can't destroy us. To destroy themselves. So the day will come when we will be coming for our things, and we ain't asking a man for it, rude boy. We'll take that. You understand me I say? In terms of the question now, reparations about us repairing ourselves. What you're doing now, my brother, is reparations. You're repairing the damage that's been done by these various television or television systems to propagate and promote our people in a certain genre. You know, like we're just minstrels. All we can do is sing and dance. All we can do is rap and spit. All we can do is act. All we can do is tell a joke. No, we're much more than that. We've got Africans who's in every sphere of science on this planet.
That's right.
But they don't work for the benefit of Africa or African people.
Because of the lack of those, would you say, and it touches on what you said earlier on in regards to when they got help financially, they had institutions which they were able to put in place in the financial propped them, where we don't have the institutions. For example, if we had the...
We have got the institutions, my brother.
Okay.
The institutions is in your home.
Oh, no, I
the institutions is the mother. The mother is the first teacher of the child. Yeah? The institute, we can build our own institutions, beloved. You know, when you asked me to do this interview, I wanted to bring somebody with me, because what I wanted to show you one of my students who is now a SIBA in the very same school that he was a student, who's here now with his student from the same school. We have to build it ourselves. Don't wait for no white man to come give you no money. You build your things, rude boys, and you build your infrastructures, and you build your system, that when the day come, yeah, you don't have to be going to him and begging him now. You're going to say, here what? This is the figure, and you best pay it. It's as simple. There's no negotiations about it. So the European only negotiates from a position of power. He never negotiates it from a position of inferiority. His negotiation is, listen, we're telling you it's like this, or we're gonna put a no-fly zone. And then we're going to bomb you from the air. Look how he positions himself in the world. He controls the airways, and he controls the sea. He controls the abyss of the sea, yeah? And then he controls the communication. So he's in a dominant position everywhere. But now, his nemesis is coming now. The Indian man and the Chinese man. Because them a put up satellite and a do all kind of something now. You understand? But did Africans know that Africa has got satellite up there? Did they know that Nigeria got a satellite up there? Why you think it's so cheap to phone Nigeria now? And when it used to be expensive. But they don't tell us anything. Did you know that Gaddafi had something to do with that?
Yeah, most definitely.
So they don't tell you these things. You see what I'm saying? So all that is part of the reparation. Reparations about us traveling home to even just go and see the motherland. Go and see it for yourself.
So obviously there's a march coming up soon.
Yeah, there's a march.
Making that presence felt in regards to the stain of African peoples, and what we recognise is what we should receive our dues in whatever form is necessary and dictated or construed by those who are taking that fight forward. What is it we are saying to them? Because if we, I'm basing this on where we're speaking in regards to the institutions we build, we create, and we make these things, and regardless of whether they say we cannot, we're doing it anyway. And you can see with what we're doing here, the multiple education schools where people just realize we're going to create our own alternative school systems, and these various things which are now starting to come into place. What is it and I'm saying this from the case of a layman who hears what's going on.
I know the question
you're asking these people for.
Well, we're not asking them nothing.
Okay.
We're telling them, we're charging them with genocide, attempted genocide and ecocide. They're mashing up the planet. Yeah, they've attempted to annihilate us. They've colonized our motherland. They've wiped out the indigenous people of the lands which they dropped us in. Yeah, because them people need reparations as well. Yeah, they've colonized the Americas, virtually wiped out the indigenous Native American. Yeah, and put and have us there. Yeah, so we're charging them for attempted genocide, ecocide. Yeah, of colonization, enslavement, neo-colonialism. Yeah, because you know what happens is they leave, but they've got their little puppets in power. Pulling their strings, doing their thing. You know what I'm saying to your family? So what I'm saying is that day, we're saying to them, this is what we charge you with. You're charged with this. You haven't even had the soul. You want to parade yourself around the world that you're this so decent, repentant sort of person. You can't even apologize for what you did. You want to come and turn around and say, blame it on but you benefit from your ancestors' wickedness.
Well, this is a key.
You benefit from it.
And that's, I've had this conversation before when people say, well, I wasn't, but you wouldn't be living in this house neither. And I mostly wouldn't be living and growing up in that area neither.
That's right.
Based on these simple things. But the only reason I put these questions to you, because I understand the dynamics of those who are not conscious and the mindsets that they have. So when they see the reparation march, people would look from the outside, and that's why it's very important that we have this conversation so that people are able to understand what is meant. Because from the outside in, looking at the reparations, people think, oh, you're just going to the white man asking for money, and he's not going to give you any money anyway. Why would he give you money? He took the money from you in the first place. But having this conversation here makes it clear to people that, and you stated it when we first spoke, when you said, this is part of reparations, this is part of reparations, this is part of all these different things. So the whole process is a part of reparations, and the march is one part of the process insofar as we're letting you know. We're at a day and time where we know you now. All this you're off the hook thing, we know you now. And which kind of touches in with what you just said when you said, regardless, they're aware but a day's going to come when we're coming for our stuff anyway. So you've got a chance. It's like giving them a case of repent whilst you can. Would you?
You know, my brother, I don't think you needed to do this interview. I think you could have answered the questions yourself. You so eloquently put it, my brother. The answer is in the very question that you gave, my brother, and it's true, because reparations is about us looking at ourselves first and foremost. about how did we arrive here, under what conditions did we arrive. Reparations is about venerating and remembering our ancestors. And I'm not talking about, because some people, when you say ancestors, them feel say, yeah, talk about ancestors, we are back in antiquity. No, your grandparents is your ancestors. Your great-grandparents is your ancestors. Your parents will be your ancestors if they go before you. You follow what I'm saying? And they had to carve out a way for you. They did their bit for reparations. So it's our duty as those that come after them to do our bit for reparation. Because the reality is this, reparations in the context of how some people might look at it, it's not going to happen in mine in your lifetime.
That's right.
You follow what I'm saying? The fact that you're doing this, the fact that you and I can stay here, and there's about 300-400 people in this place that's traveled from different parts of England to come and celebrate ALD, African Liberation Day, 40 years of African liberation struggle. It's testimony to the struggles that the people prior to ourselves did to gain certain privileges that they themselves did not enjoy, but we now benefit. You follow what I'm saying to you, my beloved? We have Pretty Mike, we have Incense I Burn, we have Black Cushion, man look, Chris and them thing down we there and drive up in a pretty car and
someone sacrificed.
Some people sacrifice things that they could not get those things themselves so that we could have it. So it's our duty now to do our piece so that our children and our children's children can benefit from the works that we do now. And then one day, because we are our ancestors, we have returned, because the work ain't done yet, and we will come back again. You follow what I'm saying to you? And to that point comes when the African assumes the position the African needs so the rest of the planet can be safe. Because the planet ain't safe now. Because ever since the European took control of the planet, right, a pure war, murder, well, if a Batman, lesbian, something going on, it's total anarchy. Is that back in the time of the Romans and the Greeks? Because that's what they were about.
Well, this is where we're going today, and you know we make it our business to beat out and expose these things. You know, the reason I question the way that I do is to make sure the audience, those who are listening, get the message. Get the message. Don't get caught up in the hype. The message has to be clear. So that when you turn off the TV from gotkushTV and you go to do whatever you do, that message is being made clear. And my job is to facilitate that in the role of being here.
And you're doing a very good job, brother.
But the people that we have here have a story to tell, and we have to keep that story alive. And the thing with the reparations, why I'm so glad we were able to do this here on GKTV, is many people I've spoken to have a different idea of what and I'm talking about conscious people. And when you speak of reparations, their view of it is slightly different, and often based around the financial aspect, and not seeing the long-term journey of repair. Just like when nature, for all the destruction what nature has had to take by way of this wicked being walking on the planet, that journey of repair is over a period of time, and it is generational. And this is the key point in regards to our children. And that's what I really like what you just touched on, and I really understand the picture so much more now, and I'm hoping we understand the picture so much more now in reparations. And most of all, overstanding, we do this for our children, because we've become very, when following the European and his selfish ideologies and his me, dog eat dog type lifestyle, that message has been lost.
And reparations as well, my brother, you see. I've had to learn to inner, around, circumference, radius, hectagon, triangle, stand what reparations is. When I first was looking at reparations as a young man, I looked at it in the view that most people do, money. Because as a young man, they say, I think about money, get things done. But as you start to study and research, and you get into contact with other people and things like that. I mean, I spent a lot of time with a sister called Esther Stanford, and I think you should try and interview her, because she's heavy on the reparation. Her whole life is reparation. But I've learned so much from that sister in terms of what reparations is. But in terms of the march on August the 1st.
This is what we need to get to now.
Yeah? The month of ASSATA, or Mosiah, August the 1st, 11 a.m., Brixton Windrush Square. We will be marching to Parliament. That's what we're doing. We're not going nowhere else. We're marching to Parliament. And the significance about this particular march this year, it happened last year, my brother, and it was beautiful.
It was.
It was. You was there, innit? Was he there?
No, I wasn't.
You was there in spirit. Don't worry. You was there in spirit.
Yeah,
you was there in spirit. Don't worry. You did it in spirit. And the beauty about last year was a few thousand of us marched last year.
I see it.
And the authorities tried to destabilize it. You know, them little police guard drive, but and all that. But we weren't even paying them no attention. It was a very peaceful march, a very orderly march. We marched there, but the greatest thing is we marched back, which has never been done. And the next thing that's never been done is what's going to be done this year, because we're marching in unison, globally, as a global African family.
Tell them.
We're marching in Africa, we're marching in the United States, and we're marching in Caribbean, and we're marching right here in the brain of the beast. Yeah? We're marching in Uganda, Botswana, Malawi, Zimbabwe, South Africa. There's 9 other African countries coming on board. Jamaica, St. Lucia, Guyana, Bahamas, yeah? Los Angeles, we look for lick down New York, all the places where they've been shooting our people indiscriminately. That's part of reparations. Part of reparations is repairing the damage that we ourselves as Africans are doing to each other in terms of the gang warfare that we have in these various places. That's part of reparations. The coming together of the so-called Bloods and Crips in the 90s, and the brothers that come in doing certain works. That's all part of reparations. Malcolm X was part of reparations. Elijah Muhammad was part of reparations. The most eminent prophet and King's Excellency Marcus Garvey was part of reparations. Haile Selassie I I was part of reparations. You see what I'm saying, family? It's all these things are part of reparations, and what you're doing here is part of reparation. Is a continuum. Compensation will come when we have created the structures, the financial systems, the banking system, that if there's any monies that we're going to take from these people, yeah, they're going to go into our banks. Yeah, we're going to determine how it's distributed and how when we're going to get 7 trillion from them, and then we put it in our Barclays or HSBC, yeah, or the Bank of America. That's madness, because you're only giving it back to them.
Take their money and give them back their money.
You see what I'm saying? This is not a lottery thing. This is not like lottery when you win jackpot in lottery and they give you money bit. And all them say, no, that way. We got to build the infrastructures, and we have got the people to do that. Yeah, there's a brother in the United States, yeah? Cannot remember the brother name, my apologies. But this brother, that all the top financial people in the world jumps on every word he says, because he predicted the crash in the United States about 4 years before it happened. He predicted it was going to happen and told them when. He pulled out of the property business long before it happened. Can't remember the brother name. Somebody might know him name still.
I mean, but at the end of the day, the mental resources we have in abundance.
Have it, brother.
And even those which we don't see, we have by the, you mentioned, you didn't mention, but Twilight Bay and different people out there doing.
It's Twilight Bay I was talking about. It's Twilight Bay.
Yeah.
I think you interviewed Twilight earlier.
That's right. That's right.
People need to realise that us and we're all one people.
One people. We would say
Twilight is my brethren. So and Twilight Bay comes from United Snakes.
That's right.
You understand? But Twilight Bay has done some heavy work alongside the people that he works with. You see what I'm dealing with? So we're all on the reparations thing.
And we say this, we've said this many times before. We refer to it, we're at the mentality which I'm coming out from, which is no different from my brothers and sisters' mentalities. We refer to it as the Christ consciousness, where they took this false version of Christ from, but the Christ meaning the cut, the spirit, the rust meaning their head. So this energy is moving amongst the people now, and you're seeing it manifest in regards to the things that we're being able to do. That you're seeing that return of the ancestors as we start to step into our positions as ancestors, and especially as we're starting to deal with the cultural aspect starting to come through us, and this is what they fear, but they cannot stop it.
Can't stop it.
They cannot stop it, and we see the different people across, not just in the UK, but across the world coming together. There's this energy of love and harmony, but also that warrior spirit is just coming up to, we're going to take this back. And I just like to thank you, Prophet Kwaku, for
My
And I
pleasure,
know
my
it's
brother.
not you one. I know you represent here in this seat right now a multitude of people. You're just a representative here now, but for being here with the energy or the vibration of all those people who you are representing at this moment, being myself, being the cameraman, being all these people here in regards to that struggle and fight, we thank you. And the reason we thank is because we understand the ancestors will work through you, and we're always giving praise to the ancestors who manifest by way of the personage of the people, but we have doing the works in the community, both seen and both unseen. We're doing that work.
You know, my brother, I have to thank you as well, brother minister, because you know you're doing a great works here, and this is necessary. And what we need to do as a people is that when we see a work that needs to be done, don't ask somebody else to do it. You do it yourself. You create the change. You know, people keep asking, who's keeping the march? It's you, the people, that's keeping the march. It's your march. We need people to get involved in the security of it, because we know they're going to send little agents to try and create problems. We don't want no problems. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah? And we need people to volunteer.
That's right.
Yeah, we need people to volunteer. There'll be a leaflet coming out. There's a leaflet coming out, and you'll get a copy of it, and you can put it up on your site, and that's how they can get in contact. They can get involved in the reparations movement. You understand? It's one day out of the year. This is a day when all African organizations, wherever we are, whatever we're doing, we come together on that one day. And why was that day chosen? Because within the Caribbean, they call it Emancipation Day. And so,
Emancipate yourself.
you know, it's when the Africans finally, supposedly, got freed of shackle slavery. But that day is not just about reparations, you know. It's about us claiming that day as an international day of African holiday or vacation. That is our day. Yeah? We don't, whatever day that drop on, we know what? For massa. Don't go business with,
You know what?
Don't go business with.
It's not because they have holidays. We need to have our holidays, and we don't have to ask a man for no
Don't
holiday.
ask, like what Dr.
We
Ben
take we
said.
holiday.
Take the day.
That's
So
right,
we are
that's
take
right.
that day there.
That's right.
And any day drop on that the day we are taking. We give thanks to your minister. I know some of them up the tape on them thing, but no watch not. Because I love talk still, you know.
Listen,
You don't see it.
this is GKTV. This is
Yeah.
what we do. We want to make sure that when we provide knowledge and entertainment for you, it comes in various different forms. We want to make sure that message gets across. This is key. Liberation is the only thing that we should live for while we keep having children. Because our children are being, every generation we're giving them over to the beast. And freedom from this beast is the most important, most imperative thing that every one of us should live for.
Brother Minister, can I say one more thing?
Of course.
I've got a saying, Brother Minister, that the ancestors gave me to say as a message to our people. And it's, life is a compilation of experiences. Some of those experiences are good and some may be bad. But within each of those experiences, there is a message. All too often, we miss that message because if the experience is good, we get caught up in the joy and the happiness of the experience, but we don't see the message. Equally, if the experience is not as good, we get caught up in the sorrow of what's happened and don't seek the message. Always seek the message. Our ancestors are always sending us messages. Itepe eneke jea senebe. Divine peace, long life, stability, and el. Give thanks, African people. Minister, Otep, my brother, love you.
Family.
Every time, from the one.
Yes, man. Big and serious. I'm glad we made the link.
And you see when we do that, a man thing and a batty boy thing, a man thing this. And that we are dealing. So we can hold my brother so no feel no way. You understand? Yeah, we no feel no way because we not straight and we not gay. Yeah? No woman we lay. We no lie down with no man. Yeah? So big up to my brother who's an African.
I don't have to
Yeah?
say
Because we are
nothing
one in this nation. And we are going and galang. And we are doing things. I'm gonna feel no way, coming out straight. Yeah. Blessed love, my brother.
Warrior business is what we need right now. This is what's going on.
Otep.
Listen, this is GKTV. That was Prophet Kwaku. This is not the last time you're going to see him on this platform. Kwaku, sorry, my apologies.
Yeah.
It's not the last time.
Dog business,
No. You know, so it's like we finish with our big disrespect. No, man.
No, man, you're not this.
No, man, I joke. Yo, listen, people are watching this all the time. Yeah. 1st of August, yeah, we spoke about the 1st of August. We got it. Do remember 1st of August? We need your support.
London, Brixton, 11 a.m. Windrush Square. 1st of August, the 1st of ASSATA. We're marching down Parliament. Chant down Babylon.
And we have to bring forward those charges.
Chant down Babylon.
Charges.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we charge them genocide and ecocide. That we charge the boy them for.
This is GKTV. We're out of here. To all the people enjoying the event, we've got more coming up.
A shame.
In conclusion, Frederick Douglass said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess the faith of freedom and deprecate agitation are like men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want the rain but can't stand the thunder or the lightning. They want the ocean but they scared of the roar of the water. He said the struggle we have might be moral or physical, or it might be both moral and physical, but it must be a struggle. He said, for 20 years I prayed on my knees to God for freedom, but the good Lord gave Frederick no freedom until I got up off my knees and started praying with my feet. He said, if you want respect from white men, why are you looking for pity? The man who respects you doesn't have to pity you, and the man who pities you will never respect you.
That's right.
He said, but most of all, remember, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and it never will. I got to call my ancestors. They go with me everywhere I go. They my protection. Because you know you can't put faith in man. They will betray you every time. But ancestors got your back. I call on Father Bailey, Mama Selah, Mama...
There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books. My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later we'll all see who the prophet is.